What if everything you thought you knew about Hunter x Hunter was wrong? What if the entire story, every exam, every battle, every arc, was just a prologue? What if the world map you've been staring at represented less than 1% of reality? Today, we're breaking down every major mystery in Hunter x Hunter, from the ones that have been solved to the ones that will define the series' endgame. This is the complete analysis you've been waiting for. Let's start with the bombshell that changed everything. First mystery: the true size of the world. The Hunter x Hunter world you know is a lie. Not a metaphorical lie, a literal geographic deception. The entire known world, every location from the Hunter exam tower to the Chimera Ant battlefield, exists within an inland sea called Lake Mobius. This isn't an ocean, it's a lake, and it's surrounded by the true landmass of the planet, the Dark Continent. The scale is incomprehensible. Expert analysis suggests the known world represents less than 1% of total geographic dimension. Imagine learning that your entire planet is actually just a pond in someone's backyard. That's the revelation. The Dark Continent is described as the birthplace of humanity and the origin point for countless magical beasts. This isn't just a bigger map, it's a complete narrative reset. Every achievement, every power level, every threat from the previous arcs is now rendered insignificant. The Chimera Ant crisis, which nearly destroyed an entire nation and required global military intervention, was only classified as a Level B threat. Level B. Not even the highest danger classification. That alone tells you everything about what's waiting on the Dark Continent. Second mystery: the Five Great Calamities. The Dark Continent doesn't just have monsters. It has apocalyptic phenomena that make the Chimera Ants look manageable. Throughout history, 5 successful expeditions reached the Dark Continent. None of them came back clean. Each one brought back a catastrophic entity or disease. These are the 5 Great Calamities, and they define the threat matrix for the entire current arc. First calamity: the gaseous life form. This mystery is solved. AI is Nanika, the entity living inside Aluka Zoldyck. AI is a parasitic gaseous life form from the Dark Continent that grants unlimited wishes. But the cost is brutal. Before granting a wish, AI demands 3 requests. Refuse 4 times, and you die, along with the people you love most. The deaths are proportional to the wish that was last granted. Killua discovered a loophole. He can command Nanika directly because of their unique bond, bypassing the request punishment cycle entirely. The entity's Japanese name, Ai, means love. That's not a coincidence. Killua's love for Aluka unlocked a safeguard protocol built into the calamity itself. AI holds an A2 threat level, meaning its behavior endangers many lives. But with Killua in control, it's become humanity's most powerful, most volatile weapon. Second calamity: Pap, the energy drainer. This one remains unresolved. Pap turns humans into desiccated corpses by draining their life energy. It's not a combat threat. It's a survival threat. Your Nen defenses mean nothing if this thing locks onto you. The implication is clear. The Dark Continent doesn't care about your power level. It has mechanisms that bypass conventional combat entirely. Third calamity: Brion, the botanical weapon. Also unresolved, Brion is a devastating plant-based entity capable of large-scale environmental destruction. This isn't a beast you can fight, it's an ecological disaster. The existence of Brion confirms that expeditions to the Dark Continent require specialized engineers and environmental Nen users, not just elite hunters with strong Hatsu. Fourth calamity: Hellbell, the twin-tailed snake. Hellbell annihilated an entire expedition with a 99% casualty rate. 11 survivors. That's it. This is the benchmark for raw, overwhelming military force. Hellbell tests whether your expedition has the defensive power to even exist on the Dark Continent. Fifth calamity: Zobae, the disease of immortality. Zobae is a biological nightmare. It's a disease that grants its victims immortality, but not the kind you want. The infected become zombie-like carriers, no longer considered human, consuming themselves in perpetual suffering. Zobae proves that not all Dark Continent threats can be punched or stolen. Some require medical isolation and a cure. This is a slow burn apocalypse, not a fight. The diversity of the calamities confirms one critical fact. Surviving the Dark Continent isn't about being strong. It's about mastering multiple professional disciplines. You need biologists, engineers, exorcists, and strategists. Brute force gets you killed. Third mystery, the origin of Nen. How did Nen begin? This remains speculative, but the implications are massive. Nen is the controlled use of life energy, a capacity all living creatures share. But controlled mastery requires opening your aura nodes deliberately. The question is, why does it need to be taught? Why isn't this power instinctive? Three theories dominate the discourse. First, Nen was an innate ability humanity forgot after a calamitous event. Second, a powerful prime Nen user taught it to early humans. Third, and most disturbing, Nen was deliberately restricted. The theory suggests humanity once wielded boundless Nen, but after an ancient war, likely involving the Dark Continent, that power was revoked by an opposing force. The current system, with its categories and limitations, isn't natural evolution. It's a safety protocol, a restriction designed to prevent humanity from creating new calamities or escalating another world-ending conflict. If this theory holds, the Dark Continent represents the return to that forbidden battlefield, and the people going there are about to confront the entities that restricted humanity's power in the first place. Fourth mystery, the true purpose of the Hunter Association. The Hunter Association grants its licensed members absurd privileges, unlimited financial capital, access to restricted intelligence, unrestricted global travel, and near-zero legal liability for violent actions. Why? The association was founded roughly 300 years ago, about 11 years after Don Freecss published his exploration journal about the Dark Continent. That timing is not coincidental. The association wasn't created for adventure tourism. It was created as a rapid response defense mechanism against Dark Continent leaks. Think about it. A hunter can act immediately, anywhere in the world, without legal or bureaucratic interference. That's not a perk. That's operational necessity. When a calamity-level threat like the Chimera Ant Queen drifts into human waters, you need people who can mobilize instantly and kill without asking permission. The Hunter Association is a global strike force disguised as a professional guild. Chairman Netero frequently referenced the respectable hunters of the past, who focused on challenging the Dark Continent. The association's entire structure is built to support that mission. Everything else, the exams, the licenses, the prestige, is just recruitment. Fifth mystery, Gon's mother. Who is Gon Freecss' biological mother? This remains one of the most enduring personal mysteries in the series. Ging Freecss is known for extreme emotional detachment. Mito raised Gon and admitted to lying about his parents for years. So where's the mother? The most widely accepted theory is that Gon wasn't born. He was created. Specifically, using the Pregnancy Stone, a Nen artifact from Greed Island. The theory posits that Gon is an emanation of Ging's pure Nen, a descendant created because Ging needed an heir, but refused to let traditional parenthood interfere with his work on Greed Island and his Dark Continent preparations. The narrative treatment of this mystery is deliberate. The mother's absence isn't a plot hole, it's thematic reinforcement. Ging's entire life is defined by adventure. By rendering the mother irrelevant, the story confirms Ging as the ultimate hunter. Someone who prioritizes the journey over every conventional anchor, including family. Gon's quest to find his father is driven by the vacuum where his mother should be. It's not about love. It's about understanding what kind of man would create a child and then disappear into the unknown. Sixth mystery, Ging's hidden Hatsu. Ging Freecss is acknowledged as one of the greatest hunters alive, second only to Netero in ambition and skill. His known ability is Nen mimicry. He can instantly copy and master the techniques of others just by being hit with them once. But that's not his original Hatsu. His self-developed ability remains concealed. This is a critical narrative choice. Ging's reputation and his role in planning the Dark Continent expedition demand that his true Hatsu set a new standard for human Nen capability. If his mimicry is utility-based, his original Hatsu must be hyper-specialized for extreme survival. Speculation suggests advanced spatial manipulation, biological defense, or reality mapping. Whatever it is, it has to justify his confidence in navigating an environment where calamities killed 99% of previous expeditions. Ging's Hatsu is being held back because its reveal will set the power ceiling for the entire series. When it's finally shown, it will redefine what's possible. Seventh mystery, beyond Netero's true plan. Beyond Netero, son of Isaac Netero, is the primary antagonist of the current arc. His stated goal is to surpass his father and take humanity beyond the known world. But his execution is what makes him terrifying. Beyond voluntarily submitted to capture by the V5 and the Hunter Association. This wasn't surrender, it was strategy. By allowing himself to be captured, he forced the V5 to sanction and finance the Dark Continent expedition through Kaken. Simultaneously, he compelled the Hunter Association, with its elite Zodiacs, to serve as his personal security and escort. He turned his enemies into his logistical support. Beyond also infiltrated the Kaken succession war by planting cursed guards within the prince's factions. His influence is designed to control the war's outcome and ensure the expedition continues no matter what. Beyond's mastery isn't combat, it's geopolitical manipulation. He treats entire nations and organizations as tools. He uses conditions and restrictions the way Nen users use vows. His capture is a self-imposed restriction that grants him the power to force the world's cooperation. This confirms that the highest level of conflict in Hunter x Hunter isn't about fighting. It's about controlling information, resources, and the flow of power itself. Eighth mystery, Don Freecss and the West Volume. Don Freecss is the author of the Dark Continent Exploration Journals, published 300 years ago. His work directly inspired the creation of the Hunter Association. But here's the question, is Don still alive? Speculation persists that Don survived for 3 centuries on the Dark Continent. If true, he represents the ultimate success story. He either developed methods to neutralize the calamities, or he achieved mastery over life force beyond established Nen limits. Don authored 2 volumes, the East Volume, which is known, and the West Volume, which is lost. The West Volume contains advanced knowledge about the Dark Continent. The Pursuit of Dawn, or the West Volume, is the narrative endgame for the Freecss lineage. It's the ultimate answer to long-term human viability outside Lake Mobius. If Ging is searching for Dawn and Gon is searching for Ging, then the entire Freecss family arc is a multi-generational relay race toward the same forbidden knowledge. Ninth mystery, the Phantom Troupe's origin. This mystery has been resolved. The Phantom Troupe originated in Meteor City, a lawless junkyard inhabited by society's outcasts. The troupe is feared globally, but viewed as heroes in their home city. The catalyst for their formation was the murder of their friend, Sarasa, by a child trafficker. Because Sarasa was from Meteor City, her death was disregarded by the outside world. The founding members, led by Chrollo Luc Kilfer, made a vow. They would become the world's most feared criminals, ensuring that the global community would never again ignore or harm Meteor City's people without facing absolute wrath. This resolution recontextualizes the Phantom Troupe. They're not random criminals. They're products of societal neglect, a misguided force of revenge and philanthropy focused solely on their home. Their internal camaraderie and loyalty make sense now. They're avenging every forgotten person their city ever produced. 10th mystery, Chrollo's Nen and the Paradox of Theft. Chrollo Lucifer's ability, Skill Hunter, allows him to steal the Nen abilities of others and store them in a magical book. But the conditions are brutal. To steal an ability, Chrollo must meet 4 requirements within 1 hour. Witness the ability in action, ask about it and receive an explanation, make the victim's palm touch the handprint on his book's cover, and complete this entire process without interruption. When using a stolen ability, Chrollo must keep the book open to the correct page for the entire duration. These restrictions demonstrate the core Nen principle. Greater power demands greater restriction. Chrollo's phenomenal versatility is balanced by severe logistical disadvantage. He's an ideological counterpart to Kurapika, who sacrifices his lifespan via Emperor Time to achieve heightened combat capability. Both characters prove that the series rewards strategic mastery, not raw strength. 11th Mystery: Kurapika's Fate and the Prophecy. Kurapika's arc is driven by the Kurta clan massacre and his quest to recover the stolen Scarlet Eyes. His goal shifted from revenge against Chrollo to methodical retrieval of the eyes, forcing him into a high-risk position as a bodyguard for the Kakin royal family. This focus led to self-isolation. He even ghosted Leorio after Gon's recovery, a pattern of self-punishment linked to survivors' guilt. The fates of Kurapika and the Phantom Troupe are governed by Neon Nostrati's prophecies. The deaths of troupe members Shalnark and Kortopi confirmed that the fortunes written during the York New Arc are still active and deterministic. This external force of prophecy turns the current conflict into the inevitable execution of destiny. Speculation is high that Kurapika will die during the Succession War, possibly sacrificing himself to protect Prince Wobble and Queen Oito. This potential self-sacrifice represents the ultimate resolution to his internal conflict, transcending his vengeful isolation and finding meaning through duty. If Kurapika dies, his legacy should be completed by Leorio, who has consistently tried to break through Kurapika's emotional barriers. That ensures Kurapika's arc ends not with revenge, but with atonement and friendship. 12th Mystery: Gyro's Resurgence. Gyro, the former king of NGL, was reborn as a sentient chimera ant who retained his human memories and hatred. He's confirmed to be organizing a new force, embodying the darkest aspects of humanity combined with ant-level biological efficiency. Gyro is being reserved as the central antagonist for a future arc set after the Dark Continent expedition. His conflict will pivot the story away from cosmic exploration, back toward political and societal critique within the known world. Gyro's existence proves that the most profound threats emerge from human corruption and societal failure, even when amplified by Dark Continent biology. He's the narrative bridge to address unfinished themes once the DC crisis is resolved. The unifying principle: the law of proportional cost. Every resolved and unresolved mystery in Hunter x Hunter adheres to one overarching principle. Extraordinary power requires proportional restriction. AI grants infinite wishes but demands lethal requests. Chrollo steals abilities but must meet complex, vulnerable conditions. Kurapika gains ultimate power but sacrifices his lifespan. Beyond forces global cooperation but must submit to capture. This law of proportional cost is the narrative's philosophical foundation. It's why the series maintains intellectual depth and high-stakes realism. Future resolutions, Ging's Hatsu, the West Volume secrets, Gon's Nen recovery, must all adhere to this law. Any new power gained on the Dark Continent must be balanced by severe, non-negotiable limitation or sacrifice. Gon's current state, his Nen stripped away after his self-sacrifice against P2, suggests his potential return will transcend the existing Nen framework. He may tap into the raw, fundamental aura of the Dark Continent itself, validating his journey as a philosophical rejection of the known world's restrictive system in favor of natural, boundless power. Hunter x Hunter isn't just a story about getting stronger. It's a story about the cost of ambition, the weight of knowledge, and the consequences of reaching beyond your limits. Every mystery, solved or unsolved, reinforces that truth. The Dark Continent isn't just a new location, it's the final exam. And humanity is about to learn whether it deserves to pass.